Have you ever had a passion for something that you knew it was the best thing to do, but you just wished there was someone or something to come along to convince you that it was the right choice? You knew it was, but you're sure glad when something confirms that decision. Many of us have had moments like that in our lives. Here's another one for you, maybe. A friend of mine works in the benefits department for a large Georgia school system. One of their employees stopped by his office to speak to him as he's pretty financially astute. She said she had 24 years in education and wanted to know if she should leave and go work in the corporate world, presumably to make up for something lost by being in education. In hearing that, let's set the record straight. Being a Georgia public educator is among the easiest careers to retire in the top wealthiest percentages of retirees in the United States. Let me prove the point. Let's use the average teacher retirement system retiree benefit payment of near $43,000 per year. Now, you all have something here that 84% of the country doesn't have any longer: a defined benefit pension plan, a plan that defines through a formula what your payment will be. Many corporations had these type of plans in the past, but eliminated them because they were expensive and went to 401k plans, but not the education industry. So what does that mean? Well, let's go back to our example. As a certified financial planner, if you came to me and asked, what percent of my retirement money should I use to pay out in income? Most financial planners would probably say to pay no more than a 4% distribution. This percentage would be a safe percent to take in case the market goes down. You don't start reducing principal. So, in our example, in order to have enough money guaranteed to pay you $43,000 per year for the rest of your life, which, remember, $43,000 is the teacher retirement system average, you would need a body of money, divide $43,000 by 4%, a body of money equal to $1,071,600. That is real equivalent dollars to the average American who does not have the kind of plan you have, just from being a Georgia educator. Now, what about the teacher that asked, should she go work for corporate America? Well, let's see if the illusion over there is real. I mean, certainly, with all of that increased money over there in the corporate world, it has to equate to much greater wealth. But does it? Remember, 84% of the United States no longer has a defined benefit pension plan that you have here being an educator. So just to be even, they have to have $1,071,600 accumulated in their 401k, which is the only company-sponsored retirement plan these employees have. So what does the average 401k balance look like? Let's use one of the most widely recognized financial institutions in the world. According to Vanguard, here are the balances in 401ks by age. Consider that the average corporate 401k balance from ages 55 to 64 is $207,000. And the median, which means half have more and half have less, is $71,000. So our sample retired educator receiving near $43,000 per year with an equivalent real money bucket of over $1 million is looking pretty rich, I'd say. Now, wait, Dale. You're saying that I, as a future retired Georgia educator, could have almost 5 times the wealth of the average corporate retiree? And that average corporate balance of $207,000 includes the super wealthy CEO balances. Reality is more like the $71,000 amount, of which you are almost 14 times that. So, when you're ready to retire, here's what happens. You get your little red radio wagon and you back that little red radio wagon up to that board office, and you tell them to put your $1 million in your little red radio wagon, and then you pull your little red radio wagon away from that board office with $1 million in it. And this is the only plan they have. And this is just to be even with you as an educator. That little red radio wagon doesn't look too bad now, does it? It also doesn't factor in what both examples could be saving extra in personal investments. A school's similar type plan to a 401k is a 403b. So if you've been putting money aside in a 403b, which you all should, that is all over and above this comparison. It makes the difference even greater. And remember, if you started at 23, you would be retiring at 53. Look at these 401k balances there versus your $1 million. Also, look at these other advantages. And remember, most of America works for small companies, not Fortune 500 companies. In education, you can keep your health insurance after retirement. In a corporate world, certainly in small companies, there's no health insurance guarantee. You have a state subsidy on your retiree health insurance costs. Even if it's available in the corporate world, it could change after retirement. You get a 3% cost of living adjustment raise to your retirement check. You get a raise every year on your retirement income. In the corporate world, nope. Usually, school systems have lesser benefit plan costs, certainly than small companies. In education, you may have a 2-month summer break plus normal holidays. In the corporate world, you have your normal vacation days plus those holidays. In education, you may also get those 2 weeks at Christmas, Thanksgiving break, spring break, maybe some other mid-year breaks. In the corporate world, again, you get those vacation days. Let me say this. In education, you have the demands of class. Let me say, they are real and they are hard. In the corporate world, you also have the demands of production and profitability, and those are real. In education, tenure can be a protection for the majority of you. In the corporate world, you have zero tenure protection. In education, you have the stability of your employer. In most counties, the school system is the largest and most stable employer in a county. In corporations, you have layoffs, mergers, plant closures. You may be moved to a new location. And in education, you literally can shape the future. In the corporate world, maybe not. Now, you can imagine what the lady felt like as she left my friend's office hearing that she is already among the wealthiest retirees in the country. And all from doing what she started out loving to do. You know, it's amazing what confirmation of purpose can do for our spirit. I want to encourage you. This thing you have, it's special. It's real. And for what you do, it will reward you like no other place will reward you. So, when you see a little red radio wagon in the future, smile and know that you have served a great purpose. And that little red radio wagon will forever be a part of your story. Thank you, and go be great.